So on March 23rd, we're going to be doing something different that we have never done before. And that's just me and Stylecraft and all the different educators and stuff. I'm experimenting with something new that I think is going to be badass. And that is going to be the crash out method. So the theory kind of goes like this. Social media has turned our brains collectively into something that can't tolerate one subject for very long. Kind of like we just don't have the attention span. So I'm thinking about that from the standpoint of how can I deliver better education? How can I make a better class? How can I make it more fun? And the answer was to rotate topics quite quickly within a class. That's my theory. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be rotating topics, and we got a bunch of really cool topics. Like there's blue oceans in barbering, right? And just to name a few, if you just do a handful of things right that have nothing to do with cutting hair, you're going to be better than probably 85% of the barbers that are out there, such as show up clean and on time and be friendly. This is blue ocean because a lot of people don't even do that. A lot of people come in smelling like who knows what, looking like who knows what, and have the discipline of a goldfish, and they show up late, they leave early, they have no ability to see the future. See, thinking about your chair, it's like working out. I go and I do a couple of bicep curls this morning. I can't be looking in the mirror wondering where my new biceps are. That's just not how it goes. So building your chair is a lot like that. And we're going to discuss a couple blue ocean strategies. We're going to have a hands-on portion where you guys are going to get up on stage with me. Some of you guys are going to have mannequins in the audience. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go through some of the classic techniques that have withstood the test of time. Some of the things like clipper over comb and just a bunch of different techniques that every barber who really does this, not the Instagram famous barbers that really don't do like real clients, that are not really working in the trenches. I'm not really pointing anybody out or singling anybody out. I'm just saying that like a lot of the stuff that you guys see. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, Nana. Love you. I see she's in the house. But a lot of people see this fabricated reality on Instagram, like these Photoshopped haircuts, fictitious lifestyle of barbering, and that just isn't real. What's real is taking care of your clients every day, normal clients. No, they don't have to get posted on Instagram all the time. No, they don't have to be the greatest haircut you ever give, but it's techniques that you use to speed up your process throughout the day to give you the best possible quality. So we will be going to Fort Worth Barber Supply, and they have, as far as I understand it, they're really starting to span out a little bit. They got Fort Worth, Austin. They got Fort Worth, the original shop, and now they're expanding into Oklahoma City, and that's why I'm going to Oklahoma City. So I don't know what's going to happen there, because from what I've been told is in Tulsa, which is where we're going, I've been told that they just haven't had a lot of shows or barber education going out there, that this is something that they're really craving, and I'm really excited to work with a group of people who want to be there. Because the other way that barbers tend to keep themselves down is they pretty much tie an anchor around their foot and throw themselves overboard, because they say, I know everything there is to know. I don't need to know no more. I don't need to go to shows. I don't need to get inspired. I don't need to know what you know. I don't need to see people who are doing better than me, because that would kind of break my whole reality, right? When I see people who are doing better than me, that would crack my whole facade, and I can't have that. So I stay home. I don't go to the shows. I don't go to education. Shit, I'll go to education just to network with people. You think, you know, you'd be surprised. You wind up learning something sometimes when you just go. Like, there's been times where I've gone to different educators, people who are not even well known. I just show up at their class, talk to them, chop it up, and wind up learning something from them. So if I've been doing this 20, whatever it's been, since 2003, what's that, 22 years or something, and I'm still learning, I imagine there's people who out there been doing it for 10 years, probably think they know it all. People been doing it for 5 years, think they know it all. And it kind of reminds me of a teenager, Because once you get older, you do realize that you don't know it all. But when you're younger, it's really hard, teenage ed, it would be really hard to tell me that there was something I didn't know. There was something I didn't have figured out. And a real good indicator, guys, I'm just going to say this for me personally, was my bank account. When I knew it all, my bank account didn't have shit in it. Today, that's not the case. But when I knew it all, my bank account didn't have shit. When I decided to stop knowing everything and try to learn new shit, well, that's when my bank account started to grow. And a good indicator, if you think you know it all, is you're blowing your money the second you leave the shop on dumbass shit. You're spending your rent. You have no actual money. You have no actual assets. You have no credit because all you make is cash. And you're pretty much sitting there with a job that could pay a lot of bills, but just no great sense of direction. And believe me, I'm not really talking down to you. I was there. As soon as I had some money, I was blowing it on a motorcycle parts, anything that had to do with speed, I was in there and I was doing it. So I just wanted to get out here, like, book your tickets. March 23rd, we're going to be there. It's going to be lit. I'm really excited. I've never been out there before, and we're going to be playing some golf at Fort Worth Barber Supply. I'll be making a little bit of a vlog. Even though vlogs don't do nothing on the channel, I got to be perfectly honest. Vlogs, you guys would rather watch grass grow than a vlog from me, but I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll just release it as a member video, but I actually think the experience is going to be really dope, and I'm really excited about it. Now, one thing I've always been a little lackadaisical on, and as I've gotten older, I've realized it, is I'm not really a great self-promoter, guys. I don't really like to talk about myself all that much. I just like to kind of show up, do my job, and, surprise people with the way I educate. And a lot of times, it'll even be like I surprised myself. I'm like, damn, that was good. I really hit home on that class. That felt like it made a difference. Those people were ecstatic. Everybody was really cool there. And there's been a lot of classes that I've been able to do like that. And the way that I look at it is, I was a barber instructor. I was a barber instructor for 11 years, right? You walk into the same group of people, and you got to keep them busy. You got to inspire them. You got to keep them feeling creative. You got to give them something to look forward to, and you got to do it day in and day out. And it's not easy. It's a very thankless job at times too, but it's not easy to continue to try to develop new strategies and new things to keep people interested and make people have fun and make people still love this business. It's so much easier when I'm just showing up like I'm Hollywood, and everybody's looking forward to seeing me for just that one day, and I'm in and I'm out. Like, that's so much easier than doing that every single day. Yet I still have had the practice of giving people too much and then realizing, like, wow, all I did was confuse them. So I've had the practice of kind of experimenting throughout all them 11 years to give myself a better roadmap, to give my students a better class, to give the people I'm with a better show, to help inspire those people around us. Because truth is, man, last little thing here really is, the people that you have around you can do two different things. They can build you up, or they can drag you down. And I'm talking about at work too. You got people at work that all they do is piss and moan, complain, come in pissed off, got nothing to bring to the table, do nothing to inspire the team, and do nothing but drag everybody down. And those people can get you fired. Those people could cost you a lot of money. Those people could get you thinking their way, because misery really loves company. And, when somebody's miserable, they'll talk about it to anybody who wants to listen. They'll talk about how they're a victim. They'll talk about how they were wrong. They'll talk about how all these things in life have held them back, and all this shit is against them and no one else. And they're always the hero in this own delusion, right? That's that person. That person walks this earth, and there's probably one that works in your shop. There's probably one that works sitting right next to you right now. There's probably somebody that don't do shit. But on the other side of that, there is always somebody who walks into the shop, shakes everybody's hand, just brings up everybody's spirit, puts in that extra work, always has a kind word on their lips and a smile on their face, and just brings joy to the rest of the room and productivity to the rest of the team. There is always those people around. And there is a lot of people like that actually around. You ever been to a business where you maybe sat down and had an extraordinary experience? And it could be at like any business. It could be like at a Chick-fil-A. I sit down, the lady at the counter is so nice, goes above and beyond, makes sure my sauce is there, just goes above and beyond. And you think to yourself, I will come back here because that was just such a pleasant experience. I had that experience at a golf course in Las Vegas last year during the show, and that woman was so cool. I called, I said, hey, is there a dress code at this golf course? And she said, no, honey, the only dress code is you got to be wearing clothes. But other than that, you're good. And when we got there, she just took such good care of it. She went above and beyond. And I just thought to myself, that woman right there, she's the reason that place is as good as it is. She's the reason that place is getting reviews. And she's the reason why that whole team is doing better. So I would encourage you guys to find those people and fill your life with them. Don't spend time with people who are not doing those things. And the other thing too is try to get around people who are a little more successful than you. In golf, if you want to get better, sometimes it's better to play with other players who are better than you. I'm the worst player I play with, and I guarantee you I'd beat you. But I'm the worst player I play with, so I'm constantly getting around people who are better than me at things. And when I get to the shows, I'm getting around people who are more financially successful. I'm getting around people who have more, just more to give the game and more new stuff to bring to the world. And it makes me better. I see the way that you did your class. I love how you brought up that topic. I love what you did there. And all of that stuff kind of inspires me, and it makes me want to be better at this. So he said, all right, so let's see some of these comments. You guys are liking the hat. You guys like the SC hat? He said, no team players. What up, AG? What up, Harvey? Where are you from, bro? I'm from Buffalo, New York. Actually, Niagara Falls, if you know where that is, just outside of Buffalo, New York. How did you become to get endorsed SC? I think what you're saying is, how did I come to endorse Stylecraft? Stylecraft is my favorite company on the face of the earth, and they've done more for so many barbers. They've provided, you guys got to realize, I've been on YouTube a long time. I've been doing this here a very long time, right? And for the first probably 7-8 years of it, I didn't make a single dollar. I spent thousands. I worked hard to provide education to millions of people. And I went so far out of my way to do all this stuff, but it was getting to the point where I wasn't even gonna be able to do it anymore. And affiliate marketing was just starting to come around, and Stylecraft just treated not only me, but there's literally probably thousands of barbers who've been able to use affiliate marketing and affiliate codes and stuff like that to start to actually like make a little bit of sustainable money that we could actually provide platforms. And then little by little, our relationship grew, and I got involved on helping develop the products, and I see the way they work, and the owner is a total visionary, and they're big on like, their warranty is excellent. Their customer service is excellent. Like everything that they do, they're trying to do it right. They're trying to do it to the highest level. And that's why last year they made $70 million. And it's because of all the little tiny things along the line that have made it possible. And it's just unreal to be a part of something like that, where they never went after anybody, they never clowned anybody, they never tried to tear anybody else down. All they've done was, try to do the right thing. When they made mistakes, they cleaned up after it. Like little by little, that's kind of it in a nutshell. But I love them because one of the other things too is they've allowed, they've made a big splash in education. And you guys know how I feel about barber education. I think it's one of the most important things that we could do for ourselves. And I think a lot of people think that just because they went to school for a couple of hours that they know it all. And, reality is you get out of school, you really don't know much. You don't really know how you're going to earn a living. And you also don't know that there's a million other ways to make money other than just cutting hair. If cutting hair isn't for you, you can go to these shows, you can work with any of these companies. A lot of these companies are looking for people with a good work ethic, There's literally thousands of them, and they need somebody to do just about everything there is to do. And if you come into the company with a barber license, with some experience, with having cut some hair, a lot of times you're gonna be valuable to them. So there's a lot of ways that you guys can get it done. It's not just about cutting hair. You know, it could be cutting hair, it could be opening business, it could be selling products, it could be developing your own wet line, could be selling a million other things, or becoming a sales rep, or there's a lot of ways to do it, guys. And that's the beauty of going to classes and learning that, like, yo, you made a lot of money off it. You really did? Yeah, that sponsor's a good sponsor. Okay. Oh, that was a legit email. So like when we get to talking, other people who are doing this at a high level, you know, there's money to be made. So, you know, I appreciate all of you guys. I'm grateful that all of you guys stopped by the room and checked it out. But I really hope to see you guys in Oklahoma City. Smash that like button on your way out. Really do appreciate all of you guys who joined me in this live. But I really hope to see you guys, those of you guys who can make it to OKC. We're going to have a banger of a show. It's going to be a lot of fun. And shout out to Fort Worth Barber Supply. You guys can use my code Eddie10. You can save 10% off of anything. And he said, I like their products. Yeah, I've been cutting hair for 15 years. And I want to endorse products. I have a license. Was the next event you will be in? I'll be in CT Barber Expo, Chicago ABS, Orlando Premiere. Those are the ones that I know of, you know, off the top of my head. But there could be others along the way. But yeah, I mean, look, if you guys want to become educators, or if you guys want to endorse Stylecraft, a lot of times all you really got to do is just actually message Matt, and that's who runs the Stylecraft Instagram page. He's really good. He's really good at getting back to people. But what we love to see, man, is we love to see people who authentically support us. I'll tell you a quick story before I go. We have a guy. His name is J Fade Forever on Instagram. This guy's a great guy. But to get involved with Stylecraft, what he did was he went to all the shows this year on his own dime. Last year, I should say, on his own dime. And he just kind of helped work the booth. He didn't get paid. He wasn't asked to be there, but he went above and beyond, and he helped so many people. A lot of people really liked him. He gave a lot of people recommendations about the different things that he liked. And to make a long story short, we were so impressed by the fact that he went out of his way. And he's not the only one who've done this. We have a couple people on the team who've done things like this. But he went so far out of his way to help us that we just wanted to reciprocate. So real good, just the persistence, man. And, you know, at the end of the day, he said, timeless stories. He says, give me motivational words for an edit. Okay. So it's pretty hard to work on our future when we still have an unresolved past. And I think a lot of the stories that people tell themselves, like, I can't do that because this happened to me. I'm not able to do better in life because I was born poor. My parents were alcoholics. I have to be an alcoholic. You guys ever heard the story about the twins that had the alcoholic father? One of the twins was asked years later, he says, why do you drink? He says, I drink because my father's an alcoholic. And the other twin didn't drink. And they said, well, why didn't you drink when your brother did and your father did and everybody else? He said, I didn't drink because my father's an alcoholic. So at the end of the day, it's all about perception. I think it's all about perception. And I got to be honest, guys, I am really not a success story. Some of you guys look at me as a success story, and I'm definitely successful in my own right, but I am a person who just didn't give up. There are people who post a couple of videos on YouTube and they explode. You could look at the video counts. You could look at, just look at like anybody who's new coming up on YouTube right now. They'll have like 36 videos and 100,000 subscribers. Well, unfortunately, that shit didn't happen to me. I've always given my heart. I've always tried to do the best that I can, but that's just not how the algorithm works. Sometimes it works in your favor and sometimes it doesn't. But did I let that get me down? No. I kept posting and I kept posting. And as of right now, I have over 1,000 videos. Just look at the video counts, guys. I'm not a success story. I just won't give up. I got that work ethic in me. And at the end of the day, if you guys think about this, time and place, OKC, you guys can check the flyer. It's actually the thumbnail of this video, but it's March 23rd, and I believe this event starts at 11 a.m. It might be 10 a.m., so don't quote me. OKC, 10 a.m., maybe 11 a.m. Either way, if you come early, I'll be there. But one of the things that I'm going to leave you guys with here is you look at a guy like Chris Basio, or really just anybody who's at a higher level than you, 360 GZ, like any of these guys who are doing things bigger than you're doing them, and you look at them and you say to yourself, are they doing things better than me right now? Well, the answer is probably yes. And then the next thing you need to ask yourself is, are they working harder than me? And the answer is probably, again, yes. So if they're doing better than you now and they're working harder than you, how will you ever catch up? And there is an answer to this question. And the answer is, you got to outwork them. And the exact same thing is true for those of you guys who got kids. I have a kid who thinks he's going to be a PGA Tour professional. I actually think it's entirely possible. But I explained to him the same thing. I said, Shane, if you look at the kids, I said, if you look at the guys on tour right now, it's fair to say they're better than you at golfing. He said, yeah, Dad. I said, it's also fair to say that they're working like 12 hours a day on their game, so they're working harder than you too. He said, yeah. I said, so if they're already better than you and they're working harder than you, how are you going to catch up? He said, I got to outwork them. So don't underestimate the power of being able to outwork these people, and it doesn't matter who they are. If you start posting today, you ain't going to see shit. Probably ain't going to see shit for a year, but you will get better, and your post after a year are going to look 10 times better than your post after that first year, and that second year, and that third year, and you're going to keep it, you're just going to keep rolling, you're going to keep building that momentum, and until you get to a place that you can be really proud of. And that's why I'm kind of like with this algorithm shit and all this other bullshit with popularity contests on, I don't really care about it anymore. The algorithm's going to change. Worrying about things that are beyond my control, it's worthless. I mean, there's really no reason to worry about things beyond my control. I worry about what I can control, and what I can control is, hey, I want to create badass education for people. I want to do really good videos for people that inspire people. I want to do things, I want to leave a mark on the world that is positive. I want to leave the world better than I found it. So I make my content the way I want to make it, and I don't give a shit what the algorithm does. And that's kind of how I do things now. So at the end of the day, stuff in your life just isn't going to work out, but you keep working, you keep trying, you keep throwing things at the wall until you see what sticks. I ain't figured out something to stick yet, but I also know that, hey man, I came this far. It's extremely unlikely that I could ever quit. So I'll be doing this today. I'll be doing this tomorrow. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I'm sure I'll got something figured out. But I also got one other piece of news that I'm gonna leave you guys with. I almost forgot to mention it, by the way. The Barber Tuition Initiative is alive and well, guys. It is alive and well, and we will be paying off some barber tuition for people in need. And as of right now, we got a little do-re-mi in the chamber, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna spend it on some people in need. And I was already hearing this story. I just give you like I give you a little insight, but I got to be real careful with this. I can't tell you guys too much. I give you a little bit of insight, but there's a person who is struggling and has asked for multiple extensions and things like. Long story short, this person is really going to benefit from this if we deliver this tuition to them. So I am looking for people, actively looking for people who are already in barber school. I'm sorry, if you haven't even signed up, you're not eligible for this. Struggling, but working hard. Not ready to quit, trying their best. Possibly working more than one job and putting themselves through school. These are the people I'm looking to help. I'm sorry, if you thought you wanted to go to barber school because you've seen this live, and you say, hey Ed, will you pay off my entire barber tuition before I even go to school? The answer is no. We're looking to help people who are in the industry. And unfortunately, for those of you guys who have not even entered barber school yet, or not made the first steps to get your license, well, at that point you're not really taking this craft serious. And if you're cutting unlicensed, you're also not also taking this craft serious. I had a young kid the other day. He was like 15 years old. He gets up out of the chair and he goes, "Hey, you guys like hiring here?" I said, I don't think you have a barber license. You're a little too young for that, but do you have an interest in cutting hair? He goes, "No, I was just trying to make some extra money or something." Like, I could see how serious you are about this business. God, you would be a great candidate for, get the hell out of here. That's not going to work. All right. You got to take things a little serious. Why was somebody asked what my favorite slur is? I don't even know what you mean by that. And Town Outdoors, appreciate you guys. Watching from Kenya. Edwin Ware, watching from Kenya. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. I always wanted to visit Africa. Wilbur Smith was one of my favorite authors, and I read all the different Courtney novels and all the different things about it. And man, it seems like a real beautiful place. I would love one day to go and see it. But who knows, man? Who knows what the future holds? Yo, check this out. You guys think I'm lying. I leave this in my cup holder. And I got a little meeting I'm about to go do. And I'll literally do this almost every... So this doesn't cut long hair, right? So I can just kind of bump this right into the line. And I'm going to look like halfway presentable. And we're sitting at a stoplight here, so really not that dangerous to do this. That's it. I just took care of the whole nice top line. Feeling fresh, looking good. And that's it. And that's it. So, I don't know, man. If I were you guys, I'd go get you one of these Unos. And pick that thing up and leave it in your truck. If you drive a truck. It's got a taper blade. Now I'm thinking about getting a fade blade. If you guys were hunting for a blade, you need to get the Echo Crunch blade. I just put that on a wall vapor. Holy crap, did that make that clipper good. The wall cutter that's on the wall vapor, fantastic when it's paired with the Echo Crunch. So really a great combo. Really a great combo. He said, first of all, where do I get one of them? And what would be the easiest and quickest way to get my barber license? How much would it cost and what would it take? All of that depends on what state you're in, my friend. Generally speaking, in a lot of states now, they've cut the hours down to 600 hours. In general, if you go full time, that would take you 3 months. And I have been researching a lot of tuition costs around the country, and I find them to be very, very, man, it could cost you anywhere from $20,000 plus if you go to Paul Mitchell School to maybe as little as $3,000. So it really depends on where you are and where you go to school. And I don't know if anybody from Indiana is in the house and they know what the hours are for a restricted process, if they have that there. If you're in Nebraska, it's going to be different. Every state is different. The best thing you could do is just Google it, look it up, and put yourself, start making them steps. We figure out everything that we really want to do. I mean, if I decided that I wanted to do something to my truck, I would start doing a little bit of research. I would look on the forums. I would look online. I'd try to look for a video, see if there was a video, and I'd say, okay, I feel pretty confident doing this job on my truck. If I needed to know just about anything, and even if it's something that's way above my pay grade, like let's say right now I'm learning graphic editing. I'm really good at editing, guys. And you guys know I don't say that lightly. Like I don't like to talk about myself, and I don't like to say I'm good at things. But when it comes to editing, I'm extremely fast. I'm very efficient, and I can get really good edits done pretty quick. However, I'm not a great graphic editor, and it's always been something that I wanted to learn. So between that and trying to learn Spanish, those are the two things that I've kind of set as like a side mission and a side goal. And I usually wake up in the morning and I spend about a half hour on each. It's about the persistence. It's not really about how much time you put to something. So it's just like you guys who want to build your chair and you sit around all day and do stupid things when you could be using your time wisely in the shop. Instead of playing video games or sitting there scrolling on Instagram looking at big booty girls, you could be making posts, you could be handing out cards, you could be out there holding the sign, you could be doing a million other things to drive clients your way. And above all, one of my favorite things you could be doing is cutting hair for free. It is better for the body to be in motion than to not be. So for the sake of the photos, for the sake of a video you might be able to shoot, for the sake of a client that you might be able to get, for a million different reasons, for people who are walking by and see that your barbershop is busy, cutting hair for free is never a bad thing. But cutting hair at a discount is not a good thing. Don't cheapen your service, don't cheapen your work, guys. Do your thing. All right, y'all, I hope you guys are all inspired. I hope those of you who can make it out to the Fort Worth Barber Supply class, I hope that you guys do. I might even go live in a little bit. I got a hell of a big care package delivered from Stylecraft, and I might do like a huge unboxing live and direct and explain all the ins and outs of these machines to you guys. And we'll do that at home in the studio with really good audio and really good visual. So if you guys are interested in that, be on the lookout. I might do that later today. It just depends how long this meeting it takes and how long it takes for me to get back to the house. Because I'm going to either shoot an unboxing individually on all of these, or I'm going to just unbox the whole thing live and direct with all of you guys there. And I could possibly even mix in a couple of clips that I have from some of the stuff that I would be unboxing. So we will see you guys in the next video. Subscribe if you're not already. Smash that thumbs up on the way out. You can just double tap the center of the screen if you guys were inspired, if you guys enjoyed the content. And we do have over 1,000 videos to help you guys learn. So if that is something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this later and you're curious about anything related to the class, just drop a comment. I'll try to do my best to check back on this video. Otherwise, you guys can check out Fort Worth Barber Supply, their Instagram, things like that for any key updates. And that's about it, guys. I'm out. Peace.